and welcome in or welcome back. It's a MonkieMar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click the like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications. Hey guys, welcome in. I'm back. I'm all settled in, guys. I've missed you so much, but I want to get into this quick update on little Harmony Montgomery and what is the latest and what's going on with her. I am going to go live tonight so we can discuss it and you guys can catch me up. And with that, guys, let's get into it. Alright, so as I was getting ready to get into this video, I saw that an update was coming out, so I went ahead and recorded it. So let's go ahead and get this out right now for the update on what's going on with Harmony. And tonight on my live, I will touch on the latest updates across the board with Harmony and Lena Sardar.
My question is, when we pulled the calls for service, we could see when it was indicated, DCYF notified, DCYF notified. My question is, do they close that circuit with police? If that agency responds to that address, do they contact you guys and say, hey, we went by?
Not all the time, no. We have pretty established procedures and protocols here that have been in place for many years, very redundant system relative to how we report things at DCYF. We're a mandatory reporter like many other state agencies, many other agencies in this state. So we make many referrals to DCYF on a daily basis. So they'll be notified by us. Generally, they'll generate a letter back notifying us essentially that they received that correspondence, and if they need any further assistance from us from a criminal side, a criminal perspective, then they will involve us in that investigation. So they may get notified by us. Hey, thank you, we received it. At this point, there's no criminal aspect, and we're involving other state agencies, other services with the family to hopefully bring it to a appropriate resolution.
And I just want to verify, were they the notifying agency that started this missing persons case? We established that, right? Yes, I can tell you that when we were notified, again, I don't want to get too depth into the timeline, but we've been working with DCYF in terms of this investigation, and like I said before, we opened our missing person investigation on the 27th of December after we received, additional information that obviously made us draw the conclusion that okay, we need to open this formal investigation and take this down a different path that we're going down right now.
Are you able to speak at all about any mistakes DCYF may have made? And you mentioned some of the calls to the house, and Harmony has seen some of those.
Yeah, I get that narrative wants to be out there, that the public, the family perhaps, whoever is looking to blame somebody, right? And I think that's a natural reaction when it comes to things like this. I'm just not going to do that right now. I would tell you that I am extremely confident in the work that was done by the Manchester Police Department with our involvement prior to 12/27, dating back, you have them, right? Those many calls for service that we went there. I'm extremely confident. I will stand behind the work of this police department that led us up to 12/27, and I stand even firmer behind it from 12/27 to today. I'm not going to point fingers at any other agency because I don't think it's going to do the investigation any good. I'm standing in front of you, okay? I'm the one answering questions. So if that doesn't paint the picture, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. All right?
Can we go back to the reward in terms of who would qualify for the reward?
We need the information first. All right, we need to have what the information is, the information that we receive, and then if that leads us to Harmony, then we will determine how that money will be dispersed out. But I need to know what the information is first before I can accurately answer that question.
And one of the tough things here is it seems like the last two people that were in her life are both in jail, the two adults. Is that how tough this is, to try to find somebody beyond the two of them to help you in this investigation?
Yeah, it's all part of the investigation. And if the investigation leads us,
down another path, then we're going to go down that path. I'm going to go down every path that this investigation takes us to. That's why I got some hard, and very dedicated men and women upstairs working very hard, chasing everything down that we can. And it becomes, investigations like this become complex. And there's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of dates that need to be figured out, and timelines, but we're working on that very hard every day.
Chief, 2 questions.
Go
One is, why would the AG's office be involved? This is question number 1. And number 2 is...
Yeah, that raises some eyebrows, but, they bring to me, resources that I may not be able to get from the county attorney's office. No, I'm not disparaging them, but the attorneys up there are, if you will, more versed in these type of investigations, just like they got involved in the Merrimack investigation. All right, separate investigations, but they've been very helpful to me, and I have no doubt that they will continue to do so.
And the second question is we know FBI was involved, DCYF was involved. Are there any other major agencies that are involved right now?
At this time, no.
State police, are they in?
They're not.
They're not.
Don't, but the Colonel Noyes has reached out to me and offered any assistance that he can. I know that was, I believe, if I needed anything from state police, I have no doubt if I called them, they would assist me.
Yeah. What is your thinking about Harmony right now? Do you believe that Harmony's still alive?
I want to, and I'm going to, until I've said it before, and it's a good question. I have to remain hopeful. All right, the public has to remain hopeful, and that's why I keep going back to somebody knows something. Until somebody tells me otherwise, or shows me something concrete and valuable that says that she's not, then this investigation is geared towards as if Harmony is still alive.
So the last...
Wouldn't you want that for you?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For my child, absolutely.
All right.
So the multi-day search of Guilford Street did not result in finding Harmony. I know you're not going to talk about whatever evidence may have been pulled out of there, but is there some other place that you want to draw people's attention to? Because if it's not that house, they're in a car, they're going back and forth. Where else should people kind of draw their attention to and try to think of, did you see this little girl?
That's why I'm trying to get this nationwide, and it has gone nationwide, it's gone international, all right? It's a good question, Bob, but I don't want to comment on that with, to compromise the investigation. I can tell you that should we get anything like that we feel that the public could help us in regards to a particular location or a particular state, I feel it would be appropriate to share that. But right now, doing so would not be, it's not going to add any value to the investigation. Right?
So the last time that the Manchester police saw her is September 2019, September 11th, I think. And DCYF about a month later, and then the family says that the extended family said they last saw her around Thanksgiving, the first week of December. Is that?
Yeah, I think when I first met with, back on New Year's Eve,
yeah.
It was my fault. I had given it an appropriate date,
Yeah.
but it doesn't change the overall timeline. All right, the last time that MPD saw Harmony Montgomery was on September 11th of 19, and believe that report is already out there because many of you done a right to know request on that. So that is the last time that Manchester Police saw Harmony Montgomery for a call for service over there, which was documented in a report. And that report was referred to DCYF.
And then, do you have a date that you're all working on as the last time that anyone has actually seen her beyond September 11th, 19?
We're going with, I'm sorry, one more time?
Hey, do you, as you investigate this, do you have your own date that law enforcement is looking at as, this is the last time we know that anybody saw Harmony Montgomery?
It's that October, November timeframe of 19.
So what the step-grandmother is saying about day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, that's what she's saying, but you're going with something a little bit earlier than that, right?
Again, that October, November timeframe of 19 is what we're operating on right now, and I don't want to go any further on that in terms of the investigation.
Got it. Right.
We know that the father and the stepmother are in custody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you access them to ask them questions? How does that work?
There's a process in place. If those two people want to talk to the Manchester Police Department about this case. That can happen anytime, any place. And there's a process in place for that to happen through their legal counsel. And the door's open, the phone's open. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, we'll be available to have that discussion if they want.
Would they qualify for the reward?
Depends on the information. All right, I need to know what that information is in order to even remotely try to answer that question.
Chief, what about looking outside New Hampshire, into Massachusetts and beyond? Is that something that are there digital billboards going up? Have you thought about it? Are you guys thinking of putting that in a plan?
We have digital billboards out there. We also have...
In New Hampshire, right?
In New Hampshire. We also have the gas station monitors, if you will. Those are up and running. And I can confirm, but I think we are on billboards in other states. All right, we are.
So it's something that you are considering that it could have been taken and she might be somewhere else.
Could be. I mean, I can't just focus on Manchester, New Hampshire for this investigation, right? That would be negligent to do so. So as broad as a net as we can cast, that's what we intend to do. And again, that's why I felt it was important to come back out again, and I will continue to do so. So with that, I'll leave it at that. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate you guys keeping Harmony's her name and her face out there. And I ask that you continue to do so.
Just one little thing. Can you give us a sense when people reach out and say they want to add to that reward pot, what they're saying, what's motivating them? What's that conversation? Any kind of concept?
I think they care for another human being, right? They care for a little girl who's unaccounted for, and it's their way of what can I do? And if it's right now that all I can do is not all, but if my part is giving money to a fund that may bring her home, then yeah, we welcome that. Absolutely.
I mean, it's heartbreaking to think this is a third winter. We're going to the third winter, but she hasn't had a home. We don't know where she is.
Hopefully we're going to find out. All right? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief.
Let's end this video on this note, and like I said earlier tonight on the live, we will go over Crystal's interview, Harmony's mom. She was also with the police today around 1 p.m. Eastern, so we will find out what that was about. And she says here, as a mother who has confronted addiction, I realize I too have failed Harmony in the past. But the safety nets in place that were supposed to protect Harmony during my battle, including DCYF and law enforcement, failed my little girl. I agree. I also agree. I just don't understand why it took 2 years to call the police departments across the board. But hey, I guess she was going through her own battles. Battling addiction is common in this country. Recovery is less common, but I took the necessary steps to do that. Once I did recover, I kicked and screamed against the legal challenges to find out where Harmony was, and if she was safe. Both DCYF and police failed to answer me during those periods. Today they wish to minimize that. I've been honest about my past. Are they? Well, thank you, Crystal, because you just answered my questions. And I do feel bad for Crystal, and I do wonder where Harmony is. I personally do not think Harmony is still with us. I pray she is, but I feel that her father has a bad temper, and I feel like he snapped and he overdid it, is what he did, and I believe that he did something to Harmony to cause her demise. This one really bothers me. I have worked on so many missing children's cases, stories, but I don't know why. This one hurts my heart. I look at this little baby's face and she just looks content. She looks happy, always smiling. And to think what her father put her through. I'll tell you what, I would love to be alone with her father for 5 minutes, because the state would not be paying for his food, water, electricity, and giving him a bed. He is a complete effing monster, and I hope that when he meets his maker, I don't even know what he needs to do. This one just hurt my heart. But like I said, guys, we will discuss more of this tonight in the live. But that is it for this video. And with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer. and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.